This is the first finals in 45 years, okay, without a true superstar player or city. One, I'll give you some facts.
Without a what? Without a what?
True superstar.
Superstar, player or city. Here are the facts. From 1980 until 2025, which is the 45-year mark, the NBA Finals has involved at least one of the following cities: Boston, Chicago, Detroit, Golden State, Houston, LA, Miami, Phoenix, or San Antonio.
Okay. How are we saying Shea's not a superstar? And when I say
superstar,
wait. Slow down. I know superstar is a transition of like greatness and like grandma knows the name and this. Let's say not media superstar. Let's say not media. Is he a basketball superstar, Channing? He's averaged 30 points a game on 50% shooting. He was second in voting last year. He's been all NBA first team 3 years in a row, and he just won the MVP on one of the most historic seasons that we've ever seen. It's kind of like Jokic is not a superstar, but Jokic
no, that's different.
But I'm saying though, Jokic is like Shea could have won the MVP last year. He got second in voting. So you're talking about the last 2 years, he was second to the guy he just took out. This is my only question. Yes, he might not be a media superstar, but when anybody that knows 2% about basketball watches Shea, please tell me that there's 5 better players more consistent and dominant than Shea on the basketball floor. Like just I'm like
in these last 2 years, there's only one dude. In these last 2 years, there's only one guy, and that one guy isn't playing. He wins this year, then we can have a discussion.
No, he's a basketball superstar. You
don't have to have one.
I think if you won an MVP and you're in the finals, you're here.
Okay, right? Let me have a little context. Yep.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying,
when you say media superstar,
yes.
Here's the next layer to this. None of the 25 most followed NBA players on Instagram, for example, are still playing in the finals. SGA, who won MVP, only has 4.1 million followers. So
that's it?
Only?
Are we watching the least star-powered finals ever? Is that a more favorable way to say that in your
100%? That's okay though.
No, I love these small market teams because I come from one, and so I think it's amazing.
I think
shocked you had electricity.
I think the casual fan, because this is going to be a fun series to watch. People would say, "Oh, I don't want to watch somebody dribble. I don't want to watch somebody shoot nothing but threes." If you're a basketball purist, you're going to love watching. You're going to see mid-range shots. You're going to see versatile players. You're going to see full court defense. You're going to see execution, offense, and defense. You're going to see coaching. You're going to see strategy. You're going to see depth. If you are a basketball fan, this is your wet dream. But I stand by this.
You also might see a fucking blowout. Let's just be real. You might see a blowout.
You could see some swings both ways. But do we really look at Shea and like that's what I'm saying? Do we look at Shea and I'm like, even if the media doesn't give a fuck about him because they weren't on ABC. This was my first time here since I retired, coming to these games. So we didn't market them. We didn't push them. So even though he was second last year, even though he was second in MVP voting and led the league in scoring, or no, he was second, I think, in scoring to Luka. My point is, when I watch basketball, he's a superstar. He's not a media superstar, but so Tim Duncan was a superstar, but wasn't a media superstar. He had built such a resume.
He didn't even exist when he was playing.
No, but I'm saying
this question, Richard, let me ask this one question. And this will tell me all I know. And now I'm either or, but I'm you too, Ellie. I'm taking the host job right now. If there was a draft where for everyone in the league, where would Shea go? And you tell me who's the superstar.
Honestly, if we're talking about for one singular season, we're not talking
one
about
singular season.
I would have him in the easily top 5. Just off the top of my head, easily top 5.
But
easily
is he one or two?
I would say Jokic has to be number 1.
Okay.
Right. Big man. I would say Giannis would be number 2 because you're going big man. You're just if we're talking basketball.
Correct. Totally.
I would say big man. Once we get out of the big man range, Once we get out of the big man range, you start getting into the bronze, the
Skinny Luka
Lucas.
or SGA?
I'm taking SGA.
Okay.
I'm taking SGA. And I'm just saying currently from like what I'm having to construct for a year and accountability and discipline, Shea, like leadership is a tangible thing amongst
Steph
great
or
players.
SGA?
Oh, fuck, calm down now. Calm down.
I'm asking a question.
At this point of their careers?
How about this? At the start of the season, if we did a draft, I'm taking Steph. Right? I'm taking at this point in time in the season and like looking at their bodies of work from this season, I'm most likely taking SGA. Right. But again, next year it could be Steph. I'm not saying that it's a
totally. We're just talking.
If you would have asked me at the start of the season, like, hey, we're gonna do a draft, like I'm with Steph, SGA, I'm like, look, bro, Steph has proven enough to me that like, I was playing for my family's life. I'm picking Steph. Now you asked me at the end of the season, I'm like, like one season to survive?
You give me the first pick and the last pick, I'll take Steph and Draymond. I'm fucking everybody up.
Yeah. So that's where it can get dicey with, you see it. He's a top 3 or 4 player in this, that's crazy. Most 20-point games, 30-point games, 40-point games, 50-point games.
I mean, it's a great, when I looked at how the question was constructed, I wanted to lean towards one, just simply recognizing the small market teams and how awesome it is to have these two organizations on this stage, despite what some people believe or feel because of star power to a certain extent in what we've just grown accustomed to and used to for the last 45 years, right? But as I looked at it before I even asked it, I knew that was going to be the question. Is Shea not a superstar?
He's not a media superstar. He's not a media superstar, but it's hard for me to not watch basketball and just
consider him
one of the 4 best players in the world. Because it's like I've seen it too long. It's like Jokic. We saw a couple of MVPs from Jokic, and we're like, man. And all of a sudden, this man put together 5 straight seasons and gets better in the 5th season this year. And you're like, oh, okay, forget it, superstar. Is he one of the 10 greatest players we've ever seen? Like, we're having that conversation, and we're saying he's a superstar because of what he does on the court and the awards. Not because ratings are crazy or all this. Like, we're saying he's a superstar because he's put together a body of work of 5 years that you're just like, fuck best player in the world. Where does he rank all time? That's the conversation we're talking about with him. And I'm just like, how are we just not at the beginning of that with Shea? They got the youngest team in the league. He's seen his numbers the last 3 years, 50% at 30 points a game. They dominate. We whooped everybody's ass. They are on the verge of having the most dominant statistical NBA season we have ever seen.
Richard, do you know what their record is against this season versus the Eastern Conference?
29-1, bro. 25.
Dude, that's a stupid ass.
That's what I'm saying. I'm watching. I'm like, this dude led a team that went 20 versus the other conference. Holy shit. And they beat everybody by the average margin of like 10, 12 points.
That's crazy. 29-1. It's something you'd be like, man, fuck it. I'm in Charlotte.
On the road versus the Eastern Conference, New York, Miami, Chicago, like, and you go that. Come on, bro. That's some slice and dice. That's some like surgeon.
You locked in. You want some goon shit.
You want some other shit.